we just wanted to take a few minutes away from our family celebrations this Christmas Eve to come and wish you a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from both of us.
And we would also like to thank you for all the support that you are giving us for our channel. We really appreciate it. And you have no idea just how an important part of our life it has become, sharing our stories with you.
And interacting with all of you in the comments section. It really has become a vibrant community that we look forward to every time that we make a video, knowing our friends are going to come and interact. We also want to say Merry Christmas to 4 very special people in our lives. Ethan, Grace,
Michaela and Ava.
So we do have some traditions that we have done over the years. One is when we travel, we collect stuff.
We do. We try and buy an ornament from everywhere where we've been. And what we do is we keep them and we put them on the Christmas tree every year. And in actual fact, as we've just put the Christmas tree up, this was the latest one that we bought, wasn't it, Norm?
It was.
And actually, this is great because Norm actually wrote on the back of it, so I know exactly. We bought this in Terceira Island in December 2019. And where were we staying at, Norm?
Angra do Heroísmo.
And there's a lovely story. We were sat having a coffee in a cafe when...
It was an outdoor cafe.
There was a bunch of little Boy Scouts came along, and they had actually made these ornaments and they were selling them, and we thought it was just too wonderful. So we bought an ornament from them. We have a beautiful memory, and now we put it up on the tree.
Yeah, it was a fundraiser for them,
Yeah.
and also it provided crafts for them to do at their meetings and make all these and then walk through the town just selling them to locals, and we just happened to be there.
It was great.
Now, our Christmas tree has shrunk over the years. We used to have a 7-foot one. Still false, but pre-lit, 3 sections. And honestly, it's just got too heavy to bring up from our storage unit. So Tina's idea was to get this little battery-lit Christmas tree, and we enjoy it very much. And we put different ornaments on it, one of which is this one from Terceira Island, which was the last ornament that we got.
So I guess you could say we've downsized the Christmas tree, Norm.
We've downsized everything. Now, we just wanted to touch on some of our usual business. It's been a hell of a year.
Yes, it has.
Inflation running rampant, coming out of a pandemic, or are we? And the fear, the stock market going down, prices going down, investments disappearing. You haven't lost anything until you sell.
Yeah.
And if you can survive on your cash flow, then there's no need to sell any stocks at reduced prices. Also, inflation has started coming down, so everything's looking good for 2023.
Yeah.
And the way the markets rebound, it used to take 7 years for one of these bull markets to run its course. But lately, it's only been about 7 months to 18 months. So by this time next year, we could see a stock market that is back to the previous levels. So we're not worrying, are we, Teen?
No, we're not, are we, Norm? And actually, it's funny too. We've mentioned often about the books that we've used to read before we retired.
Right.
And we thought that it might be of interest to others what we actually did read at the time.
Yeah.
So this was one of the books that we read, and it was Start Late, Finish Rich by David Back. And you know what? This is a great book. We read this before we retired, and we will put a link into it below. So
we like the layout of the book, how it's so easy to read, just little snippets. You don't have to read a whole chapter.
No, you can just like read bits that might be helpful to you, and we thought it might be helpful to you as well.
The other thing that we do when we travel, a lot of you know that I do photography and video, and Tina helps me with that, carrying the equipment around with me. So when we travel, we normally are rushing around like lunatics, trying to get the best shots, get the video clips of the place. And it's kind of, we never slow down enough to smell the roses or taste the coffee. So what we've decided to do, based on the last trip that we did to Alabama, it was so restful, sitting on a balcony overlooking the ocean. And one of our viewers left a comment, and it was very pertinent, and it has resonated with us.
Yes.
And they suggested, don't we read a book? And we got out of the habit of doing that, hadn't we, Tina?
Yeah, and we thought, wow, that's actually a really good idea, isn't it? It's something that we could do that would be a lot more restful to do. So we've started our new tradition I have actually bought Norm a book for Christmas, which I've given him early today so that we could talk about it. And it's Forrest Gump.
We love the movie. And the thing that I like about traveling is in the past, I would get a movie, download a movie to watch on the plane. So when we went to Panama, for instance, I downloaded The Tailor of Panama. And flying there, it's giving you the flavor of the city and the country. And so I think when I read a book when I'm traveling, I'd like to read a book that's in that place or a place I've been to. And we enjoyed Alabama.
We did.
We hear lots of negative things about it.
It was
all good for us. And we hadn't realized that the author of Forrest Gump lived in Fairhope, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. And it wasn't until we were walking along that we saw there was like a monumental stone down in the pavement.
A plaque in the pavement.
Pavement. And it was, wow, it kind of made it more interesting to us, didn't it?
So I fancied reading the book because the movie was good, but I'm sure the book is maybe slightly different as things go. So anyway, that's what we're going to do in the future.
I think it'll be great, won't it?
It really will. So we hope that everybody is having a happy holiday, a Merry Christmas, and that you're keeping well.
And staying safe.
And until the next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.